So, Steph, you talked about something which I think is really fascinating, and that growth mindset. And I'd love to hear you define that in a little bit more detail. Like, what does growth mindset really mean to you? And maybe talk about it in the context of either different stages of life or different stages of career or business, and what it means.
I think for growth mindset is something that I've just come to really appreciate as I've gotten older, and also for my business. But let me address it as a, and I have a teenager. Thank you for bringing up your daughter. I have a teenager as well, and I look back at myself as a teen, and I think growth mindset back then is like, I just can't wait to be an adult and be taken seriously, right? I mean, you just don't really, you might be doing things like, following your curiosity or following your passion, but you don't really think of it in terms of your own mindset. Um, so I think for me, it became something I looked at as I got older, was a leader, and even just personally. And growth mindset is really the key to growth for your business, growth as a person, happiness, success. It's often used along with authenticity, but a growth mindset is someone that's, you're looking at the past, but only for learnings. I think they say, only to take quick glances into the rearview mirror. You should be driving a car facing forward, right? You look in the rearview mirror quickly to know if something's coming up behind you, but you're not focused on driving that way. So I think number one is forward looking in terms of having a growth mindset, but also being, honest with yourself about your own abilities, that humility that we were talking about, your abilities and what you as a person is important, or as a business, why did you start the business? Now that it's past its startup phase and it is, going entity, what do you now want, and what is your own goal? Believing it's possible, that sense of everything's possible. And one of the things I talk about is there's growth opportunity everywhere all the time. It's just a matter of what you're willing to do to get it, and what you're willing to not do. And COVID's been a really tough year for a lot of people. And for a lot of people, those businesses surviving, some of them weren't able to, but there are areas that they can grow. It just means a transformation or a change in their business. Um, and so that possibility, that sense of possibility, and I think courage and confidence, you just kind of always have to have that. But you certainly, if you were a startup, you certainly have courage and confidence. I mean, you started with that, but don't forget that you have that, and don't forget that that's important. But use that courage for change going forward. Not just change. I mean, not just the courage and confidence stuck in the old way it was, but where you headed, and knowing that, hey, you might have to hire some different people that have different opinions, or that look different than you, or you might have to do business a different way. You started as brick and mortar, but you really need to do, e-commerce now. But that's the sense of opportunity. Maybe it's a bit of adventure too. The growth mindset is this sense of adventure.